everyone, it's Carmelia Ray for Breezeway Productions here at TIFF 2023. We're at the world premiere of The Dead Don't Hurt, starring Viggo Mortensen, director, writer, producer, and acting in this film with Vicky Krieps. It should be a great film. It is an 1860s filmed feminist Western, so I can't wait to ask him about the motives and his inspiration for creating this film. Stay tuned. How did you get cast to this film, and what was your process for choosing to accept this role?
Yeah, I mean, it all is Viggo Mortensen. I had worked with him right before on David Cronenberg's Crimes of the Future, and he said, "Do you want to come and do this role in Durango, Mexico for a bit?" And I said, absolutely, I'll be there. Of course, if Viggo calls for anything, you just like show up because he's that kind of artist, so yeah.
That's wonderful. And have you ever played in a Western before? Did you have to pull, from your acting ability to play this particular role? Can you talk a little bit about the character?
Yeah, I mean, that's a really good question. I don't know if I've been in a Western per se. Actually, a little bit. And I'm a writer-director as well. And I actually, at film school, made a female-centric Western like about 10 years ago. So anyway, I'm not saying that I planted the seed somehow, but yeah, I mean, I love that genre, and I love like sort of reinterpreting that kind of old sort of genre look. So yeah, I was just down to play, really.
Wonderful. And you can answer or not answer, but
totally.
Oh,
to be
this is our genius costumer. When you talk about process, I think it also stems from costume.
Yeah, but it was a total pleasure.
You should. She's an icon. No. She made that cape, by the way.
Final question. What are your sentiments? I mean, this is a different kind of TIFF, given that we're 57 days into the strike. Any comments on that?
Has it only been 56 days? It's a really difficult one. I'm here to celebrate art and artistry. I think that my fellow SAG members and the writers as well would sort of support artists wanting to celebrate themselves, because we could really use it. And we're going to win. So we're not going away. We're going to win.
Well, congratulations, and we side with you.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
I'm the cinematographer on the film, The Dead Don't Hurt. Yeah. So
that's pretty big task. How do you, set up the scene to know? Do you work with the director, see his vision, or does he also trust part of your own vision when it comes to the final product?
Well, as the director is also starring in the film, he would have to trust me a fair amount, I think, because he's also concentrated about other things. But yeah, I mean, this is our second film together that Viggo directed, we have a very, very strong relation, I think, so that's great. Yeah.
So as a cinematographer, do you read the script entirely? Do you kind of have a vision for what the tone will be per scene?
Well, of course, when you read a script the first time, you create images in your mind, and you have ideas of how things should be, but obviously it's a collaborative process. The director, Viggo, also have his ideas, but we found the locations together, all of us, the production designer, Jason and Carol. We found the locations together, going out scouting. Should it be here? Should it be there? How do we piece it all together? And for the money that we had to do the film. So it was a very collaborative process with everyone chipping in.
Finally, what is the biggest challenge from having the director, the actor, the producer being in the same film, and you having that massive responsibility when you're thinking, oh my goodness, am I doing this the way he wants it done?
Yeah, I think so. Of course, I know. Otherwise, you wouldn't last long. You have to have a strong back. Be proud and just do your job well as well as you can. And there's so many factors that they have to come together. Actors, locations, weather, animals, lots of horses. They have to. But everyone in every department was so talented and had so much experience that it all went well.
Well, thank you for your time. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Jason Clark, production designer.
Oh, fantastic. Have you ever worked on a period piece of this kind in the past?
I have, yes. Yeah. I've worked with Clement Virgo, actually, on the Book of Negroes. I was production designer on that series.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
What are some of the struggles or challenges in having to create period pieces? You've done it before, but if it was brand new and presented to you, can you share a little bit about that process?
It's all about the research. You want to make sure that you get the research for the period proper, and you kind of want to do it justice. And doing it justice is like finding the right, furniture, the pieces, the sets, the architecture. Down in Mexico, where we were shooting in Durango, we ended up building a lot of it. We couldn't find a lot of it, so we actually designed and built a lot of our furniture, a lot of our pieces.
And so the pieces have to be built, and then the artists have to go to work at aging those things as well, correct?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, our scenic team and building those and painting those and tying it all together so it looks like
What was the most challenging part of production for this particular film?
I was just saying we had to build a San Francisco waterfront set. We scouted Baja. But we ended up not shooting in Baja. We ended up building our San Francisco waterfront set in the desert behind our Western town set. So I'm very excited to see how that turned out.
Fantastic. And what happens to those sets when they're done?
They just left standing there, and the property owner wanted to keep them.
Fantastic. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing the film. Thank you. Where are you from?
Sudbury.
Oh, you're Canadian. So did you actually get to ride a horse?
Yes.
You did? Okay. And what was the most fun about making this movie, and what was the most difficult thing for you? Most fun.
Riding the horse.
Okay. And what was the most difficult thing? What was hard for you? Waking up?
Yeah.
Okay, well...
And the sweeping part.
Oh, you had to sweep? Did you have to clean up?
No.
What was sweeping? Can you tell me a little bit about your character, maybe?
It was Widow Vincent. He was small.
He was small. Well, you're really big in real life. Congratulations.
First of all, I grew 1 inch, and then I grew 4 more inches.
Did you measure it against a door?
No, I measured it against a wall.
Cool. Well, thank you.